All right, we are good to go. All right, okay. All right. Is it rolling? Oh, no. I am rolling. That's funny. I didn't realize I was live. Okay, didn't realize I was live, but I'm live. Okay, so here we go. Today is part 3 of this journey into producing 8 songs in 8 days. Now, you probably haven't seen videos 1 and 2 yet because I accidentally posted them to the wrong account. But don't worry, those were mainly setting up the tracks. But basically, just to give you a recap of what we're doing, I'm going to be producing 8 songs. Now, I've already got one of them, at least the production side of it, done. So we're now down to 7 songs, but I haven't done vocals yet. So we're basically reconstructing songs. A lot of times from clients, I get requested to produce music that has already been released, and so they're called sound-alikes. And so I get asked to produce these pretty often, and it's a matter of just taking the original recording and reproducing it. And it's not an exact sound-alike. In fact, I've got to move very quickly through this. But in the process, as you watch me go through this, you're going to learn a lot of production and workflow tricks because you're going to watch me in real time produce these tracks. Now, this is children's music, but it's contemporary children's music, so it's actually really good music. So the pop styles here are just as relevant for pretty much any electronic music today. So these are really great songs. I've gone through them. Like I said, I just finished production on this one. So we're diving in right cold on this one. This song is, what does it say here? It's the Ada Twist Scientist theme. So this is just the opening thing of the show. We're going to be recreating that today. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We're just going to dive right into this cold. Now, hopefully, I just want to make sure that I'm getting audio. Looks like I am. Perfect. And I'm going to switch over to my screen here so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, perfect. All right, here we go. And I'm going to hit play on this just to make sure that we're getting audio here.
Ada Twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer.
Looks like we're getting audio, which is nice. Now, you're not seeing the right thing on the screen. That is not the right thing, which is interesting. I've got to figure that out. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Cuts. Let me take a look here. I don't even have that screen on my... what's going on here? Let's take a look here on the properties. Why is it showing that? I don't even have Safari open. Let's see if I can... Okay, let's see if we can... All right, looks like it's updated now. Interesting. Okay, just got to keep an eye on that. Okay, now it's looking like it's working. That was strange. Okay, great. So this is the project, and I just hit play on it. And so what you'll notice is we've got these regions here, and I've got them all sliced. So what I did, and this is what we covered in the first 2 parts, is I took the 2-track, this guy right here, took that track and split it out into stems. There's several AI sites that can actually separate 5 separate stems from this little recording. And that's what we've got here. So when I hit play on it, we hear the whole song. But if I want, I can solo out the drums.
Twist,
I can solo out the vocals.
She's gonna find out what the answer is under here.
Which is a pretty cool tool. So I'm going to be using this to be able to isolate instruments as I go to rebuild this track. And right now I don't need to see notes. I don't need to see the lyrics, so I'll get that out of the way. So right now, it's just time to build this track. So you're going to get to see me do it in real time. So here we go. So I'm going to start with the intro here, and we're going to loop that. And I want to start with first with the drums. So I'm going to solo the drum track. Okay, so it sounds to me mainly like what's happening here is just some percussion elements. So I'm going to, right here where it says drums, this is a software instrument electric or a drum kit from Drum Kit Designer, but it's also a drummer track, meaning that you don't program your drums manually. It actually generates automatically based upon the song sections that are followed by the arrangement markers here at the top. So it uses not the standard markers here, but the arrangement markers up here to build the various sections. So I'm not going to do that right now because what I want is I want to build an additional percussion track. So I'm going to hit this plus icon over here, and I'm going to hit the drummer track. And what I want is the percussion variety. So there's like the standard drum kit variety, but I actually want some percussion because that's kind of what I was hearing in the top there. So the moment you hit this, it's actually going to go through the entire song based upon these arrangement markers. And it's going to generate, as it just did, all of these percussion regions automatically based upon, see how they match the arrangement markers, which is cool. Now this first one I don't need because it's actually a count-in layer, so I'll just delete that. Now what is wrong here? Whoops. Let's go back. Didn't mean to undo that many times. All right, perfect. This guy I need to delete right there. There we go. So now if I solo this, right now it's set to Latin by default. I don't think that that's the style we want to go for, but let's listen. Okay, so let me unsolo that. I want to kind of give a listen to the original. It sounds like it almost has like a triplet feel. But the percussion is very, it's almost like, this is swung. This is an 8th beat swung. Okay, that's what I was waiting to hear. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. So what I want to do is I want to swap out Latin for usually pop percussion, if it lets me select it. Oh. I guess, there we go. I guess it just needed time to think. All right. So now it's the pop percussion selection, which is what we need. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of listen to what it's come up with. Not very much, but it's cool. Turn this up. So basically this is where you kind of guide your percussionist to, over here is more complicated and over here is louder. So you just kind of move this around. Let me see what this stick sounds like. Oh. Oh, that's a shaker. Got it. So I'm going to put this on 8th note and I'm going to swing it a little bit. Nope, maybe 16th. There it is. Who, what, where, why. There we go. Yeah, that's the feel. So it's already kind of closer to what we were listening to before. Yeah, that's great. It doesn't need much more. Maybe not tambourine. I kind of liked it, but Okay, no, don't want that. That's more syncopated. I don't want syncopation. Okay, I like this. It's simple, but I think it works. Okay, so what we're going to do is to test to see how this rhythm works, see if it's working with our track. I'm going to unmute everything, and we're going to just mute that region, the one that's selected. So if I go here and mute that region, now we're hearing our percussion with everything else. I'm hearing us a little bit more. Oh, okay, that's where the rest of it is. Okay, and what I might also do is yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. And so really there's nothing happening here at all. So the next thing I want to do is work on the bass. So the first thing that with bass, I might not have to do much work at all, believe it or not, because being able to separate out the stems, I have this entire isolated bass channel right here. It's pretty clean, so we're going to try to extract this and turn it into MIDI. I've already got a bass track already set up for us right here under the electric basses. It's the bass DI. This is from Native Instruments. It's the pre-bass. That's what it sounds like. Let me do something here. If I bring, whoa, I don't want to bring that up. Hang on. I want to bring this up here. Bring that up there and maybe shrink it just a little bit. Let's shrink that a little bit. And then I'll be able to bring up the keyboard. Okay. So the keyboard there's on the bottom, so you can kind of see me playing. But this is the pre-bass from Native Instruments. Sounds great. So I'm going to use that for my bass for this. But the first thing that I want to do in order to extract this bass is engage the flex pitch option, which is this guy right there. I just engaged it. And then on the track that's selected, I want to select flex pitch. And then it's going to analyze that whole lane, that whole stem there, and it's going to generate pitch data from it. And then if I hit the E on the keyboard, before I do that, I need to actually, well, I did select it. Hit the E on the keyboard, and then again, making sure that flex is selected. It is. So let's see if we can find those notes. Oh, there they are. Oh, there they go. There are the notes. So it generated the pitch data from that bass performance. Pretty cool. But then it goes another step deeper. Under the functions menu, I think it's fun. Maybe it's edit. Under the edit menu, I can create a MIDI track from flex pitch data. But before I do that, this is actually pretty important because for some reason when I do this, it doesn't put it in the right spot. So I have a little trick. I'm just going to cut it here. And that way I know that second lane needs to start right there. But let's go back here. And we're going to generate a MIDI track from the flex pitch data. Okay. That doesn't take long at all. And as you see, for some reason, it put it right at the beginning of the track, but because I did that thing before, I can just line, see, I'm just lining, see how that there, I've got to line this up with it. So just moving it over like that. And now we're actually good. And I can probably just get rid of that entirely. But now this is the MIDI of the bass. So the next thing that I realize a lot of times, because produced tracks have sub frequencies installed, in order for this to work, usually when I convert this to MIDI, I have to first go and transpose it up an octave in order for it to translate to the bass that I'm going to move it to. And now we're going to just go right here under this bass DI, and we're just going to move this track right down there to that track. Okay. Whoops. I hope that was right. Yep, I think that's right. Perfect. All right, so that's done. Now the last thing, a lot of times I've noticed, is that the bass is very quiet in the recording. So what I need to do is select all of these and change this secondary tool to the velocity tool. And I just need to bring up the velocity so that we get a good level of velocity on these. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm just curious. Let's see how this sounds. I'm just going to solo that bass. See what it sounds like. See if it worked out. So it needs some cleanup work, which that's what we can do now, but actually not bad at all. Not bad at all. So we're just going to start cleaning up some of these erroneous notes. And if it's, here we go. And I'm gonna, let me turn off the solo. Listen to this in context.
With Iggy Pop.
Whoa. Where did you guys go?
There's so much to do, and you can help too.
I don't know what I just did, so I just hit undo.
With Iggy Pop, architect, and Rosie Revere, engineer, so much.
Okay, so let's solo our track. I'm going to take out the original here. So mute that. And let's see how our track sounds.
Where you look. With Iggy Pop, architect, and Rosie Revere, engineer, so much to do, and you can help too.
A couple of cleanup work that we need to do, but all in all, it actually turned out really nice. So one of the things, we can clean this up a little bit.
With Iggy Pop, architect, and Rosie Revere, and
so like for instance, this right here, don't need that. And deleted them all. I don't want to delete them all. Just get rid of that and then move this one over. Okay.
engineer, so much to do, and you can help too. And you can help too. And you can help too. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, or a quest. There are wonders to discover and hypotheses to test. Science.
So that was a slide. So actually, this bass can do slides. And so what we want to do is just overlap it. If we overlap it, then it'll actually register that as a slide, which is cool.
Science is the best! A to twist. A to twist. Scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer. Find out what the answer is. Everywhere science is. She's forming a hypothesis. She's forming a hypothesis. Hypothesis connecting polka. Connecting polka dots, 'cause this is polka dots, 'cause this is scientist data twist.
Done. So bass is done. So I didn't even have to play anything on the keyboard. That's kind of great. So now on this next bit right here, we're going to go right back to the drums. So I'm going to go to the drum track again, solo this. So again, it's more percussion. Let's listen to what it's coming up with here. Again, we want that swung. And I want to make this pretty intense. So turn up the volume. All right. And then you hear that fill that's happening there at the end. Now it's actually time to start incorporating the drum kit, because up till this point it's been percussion. So now it's time to bring in the drum kit. So the way that we start populating drummer regions, since it's blank here, is just hitting this plus key. And again, the reason why it's doing that, it wouldn't do this if I didn't have these arrangement markers up here already set. So it already knows that this is an intro because I have it in the arrangement marker. So this first one we don't need, and this one we actually don't need either. So we really just want this to happen on the fill. So let me try to figure out where that fill happens. Okay, so really the trick here when I just want to fill is to put my cursor right there, split that region, that's Command T, and now I can solo this. But of course now I still need to make sure that I set this to a triplet feel. So let's just highlight this region. And I'm going to just adjust my loop to that. Again, if you hit the U key, whenever you tap a region, you can hit U and it'll match your cycle to that region. It's pretty good. Want more intensity. Okay, that sounds good. And what I'd like to do is adjust that snare. So one of the cool things about producer kits inside of Logic is that you have control over each sound. So if I go over to the overhead channel, I have access to the entire drum kit. And if I decide, for instance, that snare is kind of wimpy, which I do, I can go through and I can select a different snare. That one I kind of like. That's kind of got a beefier feel to it. So let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, I like it. And maybe tune it down just a touch. That's better. I like it. So I haven't had to program anything manually yet, which is pretty cool. I'll put this up here out of the way. It's not out of the way. Maybe down here in the center. Okay, so I think that we've got the drums now taken care of. So if I go back to cycle this whole region and unmute everything, we get to mute the original drums and hear what ours sound like with everything else in place.
A twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there.
And part of it is that these reference tracks are a little bit louder than my tracks because they're mastered. So let me just turn those down a touch so that we get a balance.
A twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there. Science is everywhere.
Great. And these guys right here, there's nothing on them, so we can go ahead and mute those as well. What'd I do? Nope. All right, there we go. And actually, let's go back here because I don't think so the idea, I don't know if you're catching what I'm doing, that I kind of know what I haven't done yet, because when I finish a section, when I work on an instrument, then I go and mute it and it changes its color. So I kind of know, oh, I forgot to work on this. So now I'm going to solo this section here. This is other. These are just random instruments. So it's really cool because by isolating that, I can hear that that's an electric piano, which is great. I wouldn't necessarily, maybe I could have picked it out with everything in there, but isolating, I hear like there's a EP Rhodes kind of sound. And that's really all that's on that track, which is cool. So that's easy. And as it turns out, I already have one in my template, so I don't even have to load up a sound. Let me collapse some of these. Yeah, there we go. We have an EP right there. So let's solo that and arm that first EP track. There it is right there. Pretty cool. And so I have this little keyboard here so that you can see me playing, so that because I don't have a camera on my keyboard, but if I slide this over. Okay, so what key are we in? D. Literally, it's just, that's nice and easy. Great. Okay, so let's just record that. That's pretty straightforward. There we go. Easy. And then I had this awesome M32. All of my keyboard work is going to be on this guy right here, which is super cool. But it's got all these great buttons on the left, so I don't even have to like navigate up here to quantize it. But I am going to quantize this to, I do have to select it manually the first time so that it gets the setting right. But we're going to set it to 16th triplet. So 16, straight 16ths would be, and triplets would be like that. So I'm going to set it to the triplet, and there we go. So let's listen. Sweet. So now that is completely locked in. Now I can mute that. So now everything's muted on that first section except the vocals. And apparently the vocals are muted too. How did that happen? I didn't mean to mute the vocals. Oh, because it's soloed. Let's unsolo everything. And here we go. Now that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and leave this unmuted because some of the vocals got into the other category, probably because they sounded real synthy. I'm going to keep that in there. But our piano part is perfect. So everything's great. Everything sounds good. So now moving on to this next section. And whatever I haven't muted yet, of course, that we're going to leave unmuted.
Twist, scientist.
So everything, we have our percussion in. There isn't any bass yet. So let's listen to this and see what we need in the other category. I hear something that sounds a little bit like a piano. Yeah. Okay, I hear that piano.
answer is A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist, science.
It's hard to know, not the... Let me listen to this bass line.
Iggy Peck.
Interesting. So I got to kind of guess.
A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is.
Dun, dun. Okay, so let me see if I can play along with this.
A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist,
Okay, I think I got
scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look.
All right, we're gonna estimate what I think it is. I think it's... Or maybe back to the one. All right, here we go. Let's record it.
A to twist. A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what.
Is it another chord there? Hang on.
A to twist, scientist.
Oh. I think that's...
A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what. A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the. A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is everywhere you look. With A to twist.
Okay, we can quantize that. Only took me 5 times.
A to twist, scientist. She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there, science is A to twist.
See if it takes out those vocals.
She's gonna find out what the answer is. Under here, over there,
I'll
science
leave
is
that unmuted because it seems to be taking some of the vocals with it. But
A to
basically,
twist, scientist. She's
basically
gonna
how
find out
if I mute all of the reference tracks,
A to
we get this. Oh. Oh, I need to fix that. And I just move it over. You know what? I think I'm going to change my quantization to swing. Weird. Maybe it's this. Oh, I think it's that. There it is. That's better. Oh, there's a bell tree. Gotta make sure we get that. Wait, everything's muted. Where did that bell tree come from? Oh, is it on this percussion track? That's cool. I like the bell tree. That's awesome. Okay, I want to double check and make sure. I love that. That's so great. That's great. That's cool. I've never heard the bell tree on the percussion track. That's awesome. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, and these, just so you know, these sound a little lackluster compared to the originals, mainly because of the mastering component. Once we start going into mixing and mastering, these are going to sound a lot beefier. But mainly, we just want to make sure that the main instrumentation is covered. And there's also a lot of vocals there, too.
Twist.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go to this next section. We'll start building this one up. Now the beat's getting a little bit more full.
Iggy Pop, Architect, and Rosie.
It's a fun little happy pop beat. It's great. Okay, so let's solo this drum part here. Got it. Let's turn this down a little bit. Okay, so there's kind of a die down right here. I see that right there. So we'll navigate that when it comes to it. All right. So let's go into the chorus. Let's see what it generates for us on the drum side of things. So 16th note is too fast. Yep. And I wanted that to hit hard. There we go. Go ahead and throw that. Well, I want the claps in. There we go. Pretty close. Yep. So now let's mute that drum track and see what it gave us. There's some ghost notes in here that I don't like, so I can actually go into the details and turn those ghost notes down. Yeah, that works. Okay. So now let's free up everything.
Iggy Pop, Architect, and Rosie Revere, Engineer, so much to do.
And we have the bass line. Our bass line is sounding good from here.
Iggy Pop, Architect, and Rosie Revere, Engineer. Iggy Pop, Architect, and
Okay, so we have some percussion, some keyboard percussion. So I don't have that in my template, but I do have some presets because I have used keyboard percussion because that's another common thing in children's music and even in pop music. It's not entirely, delete that from earlier. I don't need that electric piano anymore. But right after my drum tracks, I can add a new instrument here. And in addition to creating templates when you're working on production, just to save time, because the last thing that you want to do on a project is spend most of your time searching for sounds. You almost want to have a palette of sounds that you use regularly right on tap so that even if you just have to bang out a pad and then say, oh, I want to switch it out, you've just got it in place and you don't have to worry about stopping the creative flow. But for something that's maybe not as common and is not in my template, I do have library items under my user patches section. So when I just loaded that instrument, I go to user patches, and then I go to my template patches that I've been starting. Right here, I've got under orchestral, I have percussion and keyboard percussion, and that gives me a whole handful of keyboard percussion instruments like a xylophone, and I use a version of that xylophone that has kind of a creative use of the I forget what it's called. The oh my gosh. the ARP, the arpeggiator. Oh my gosh. That does this for like rolls. Of course, this is a really fast song, so those rolls sound a little robotic, but you get the idea. I could lower that to triplets for this song, and then I have that, and I have this. I have my glockenspiel, which is what I need for this. Okay, yeah.
Architect and Rosie Revere, engineer, so much.
Okay, so I'm just picking out these notes by ear.
Architect and Rosie Revere, engineer, so much to do, and you can help.
Okay, so I'm just going to record the first part. I don't want to try to memorize the whole thing. So I'm going to grab the first 4 bars here.
Architect and Rosie Revere, engineer. Iggy Pep, architect and Rosie Revere, and Iggy Pep, architect and Rosie Revere, engineer. So Iggy Pep.
All right, so that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so here we go.
Where you look with Iggy Pep, architect and Rosie Revere, engineer. So Iggy.
Great, we'll quantize that.
Iggy Pep, architect and Rosie.
And let's do the second part.
Much to do, much to do, and you can help too. Much to do, and you much to do, much.
And this is where it would help me a lot to just solo. Hopefully that percussion. Where is that percussion? Is it on the other layer? That Glock. No, is it on the vocal track?
Much to do.
Nope. Maybe it's on. Interesting.
Much to do, and you too. Much to do, and you can. Much to do. Much to do, and you. Much to do, and you can help too.
Okay.
Much to do, and you can help too. A mystery. Much to do, and you can help too. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, or.
Okay. Okay, and then I think it stops at that point. All right, here we go.
Engineer, so much to do, and you can.
Here we go.
Engineer, so much to do, and you can help too. A mystery, a riddle.
There we go. Quantize that, and Glock is in.
Much to do, and you can help too. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, or a quest. There are.
Okay. Let me solo this. Okay, so it's almost like pads and strings kind of come in at that bottom part.
Much to do,
So let's solo that.
much to do, and you can help too. A mystery.
Okay. And let's go to, we'll do this in sections as well. Let's do that. Let's go to the electric piano sound. It's pretty straightforward. Good. Quantize that. Okay, let's move on to this next little bit. Okay, all right, let's see if we can get this. Okay. Okay. All right, now I want to add some keys, maybe some synth pad. What is this right here? This is more of a no. Let's see what we can come over here and grab here from the pads. All right. If you're doing New Age, that might work. I think honestly, this is in these times I just go with just straight up basic pad. If it wants to load. Good, that works, that works, that works. Here we go. Great, that works for me. I like it. Okay, so pretty sparse, really, this song. So let's clear all the solos.
Much to do.
And let's just see if I mute everything from the original, see what it gives us. Great, sounds good to me. And we have 2 more bars here.
Wonders to discover and hypotheses to test. Science.
Oh, okay.
Wonders to discover and hypotheses to test.
All right, so let's see what the drums.
Wonders to discover.
I think the drums are already good to go.
Wonders to discover and hypotheses to test. Science.
Okay, there's no Glock here, which is nice, so I can turn that up.
Wonders.
Bass is good. All right. And then we have this electric piano. So let's solo this, see what we got here. Okay, so it's just kind of a chromatic walk up. go. Is that it? I think that's right. Okay, so it's... Cool. All right, let's give it a shot. I think I can do it. Okay. All right. Unmute everything. Okay, let's listen to this whole section, and I'm going to just mute everything just to see if we've got the basic instrumentation in here. Okay, good. So the only thing that's actually missing is the pad on that last bit there. So let's grab it. All right. Same notes. Here we go. I think that completes that section. Awesome. We're almost done with this song. Yay. This one didn't take so very long. All right. So it looks like it's just more of that same beat, which is cool. So let's solo the drums. So it's not right at all. But if we take that swing knob up, it should lock it in. No? That's weird. There it is. Let's take out those ghost notes. There we go, that fits better. I like that the best. There we go. That's great. Great, great, great. That lines up pretty good. Yeah, the drummer, when used well, is definitely your friend. Let's mute that and mute everything else to see how our drum beat lines up with everything else.
A twist, scientist, she's gonna find out what the answer is. Everywhere science is, she's forming a hypothesis.
Yep, our bass sounds good. Percussion, oh, you know what? I don't think we've been listening to our percussion track, which that's pretty important because I think I need to...
A twist, scientist.
Okay, that one's good.
The answer is under here. Iggy Peck, architect.
Yeah, I thought I heard something funny. So I forgot to turn up this swing knob. Nice. There we go. Perfect. That sounds good. same thing. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's with all the original percussion removed. And there's no piano in this, so I want to mute that. Solo this other track, see what else might be missing. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5, 5. Okay, so 3 chords on the 5. Oh, this is pretty. So it's mainly more of that. It is more of that quarter notes on the electric piano. Oh, it's an E now. I'll have to change the octave on my keyboard so I can only do the first part of this. Okay, so we'll do that much. Okay. Okay, let's go up. Pick that up. Okay. And then, so the next one is going to be. Okay. Wait. Okay, that's it. There it is. Okay. All right. And that pretty much covers it. Okay, good. All right, so just one bar ending. Bum, bum. So whenever I want it to end on the downbeat, here's a little trick with the drummer. It's kind of cool. So I don't want to continue a drum beat, but I just want to extend this region beyond the downbeat of the next measure so that it finishes it. So the way we're going to do that is just take the snap feature off here so I can just drag it freely. And I just want to drag this out just a little bit to get that next hit. That's all I want, just the very next hit of the downbeat. And you can see it, it's right on the line. So that's all I wanted. Actually, I must have went it too far. I did. Yep, I went too far. So drag it beyond. I don't want to pick up the snare. There we go. There we go. Picked it up. Awesome. Same thing here. We want to just extend this to just give us a downbeat. Or, yep, there's our downbeat. Boop. Nice. And bass is, again, covered. Now on the electric piano. That's pretty much it. me see if that quantize picks it. Let me try it one more time. Great. Timing is good. All right. And what happened to all my pads? Did I not do those? I thought I did. I guess I didn't, so I got to do. Yeah, pretty basic. So we're going to go ahead and lay out our pads for the previous section. Here we go. Then all we need is to finish out the song, is to finish out the pads there. Oh, wait. Let me turn my snap back on. Normally I keep the snap on the beat so that I can just snap out my sections. You know, the one thing I think I want to do is adjust the release on that pad. It's just a little washy for me. So let's go to analog waves. Let's go here. All I want to do is just take out this release time a little bit. Not quite that much. Perfect. Just, and the delay has its own tail too, but all right, here we go. Let's play this. Okay, and okay. I think we're done with this one, believe it or not. So we're going to go ahead and play from the beginning, and we're going to mute the original and just hear what we ended up with here. Here we go. Oh, glad we caught that. That fill did not have, it did. Oh, wait a minute. Let's listen to that. Oh, I know why. It's got to be here. Yeah, sometimes if the swing doesn't feel right, switch it over to eighth, and I think that's going to fix it. All right, let's try back from here. There we go. There we go. Hey, turned out great. Brilliant. Okay, song is done, and it's not mixed or anything. So yeah, there's a lot of balancing that needs to happen. But in terms of the production on that song, that is complete. I'm going to go ahead and stop this live stream from here. I will be going back live when I start with the next song. So let's go here. And basically, we're just going to do the exact same thing on the next song. We're going to just keep producing. At this point, I've got 6 more to go. So I'm still within my 8 days. I've got 6 more songs to produce. You watched me with one of them. So we've got 6 more to go. And then once production is done, then we will be moving on to recording all of the vocals. And so I have to record the vocals at that point. And then from there, we're going to move into mixing and mastering. But if you stick with me through this whole series, you're going to see from scratch the production, recording, mixing, mastering of 8 songs in 8 days. Hopefully you join me on that journey. If you have any questions, be sure to ask in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, and I will make more of it. In the meantime, have a great day and have a wonderful holiday season this December of 2023. Have a great one, and I will see you.